Hello everybody, Great Entertainer here. Today we're gonna be reading scary stories from Reddit. Yeah, this one is called My Parents' Haunted House. So, it's not my story, like the last story I told. So yeah, I'm gonna be leaving links down below cause there are many parts of it. We'll be saying as much as possible on this video. So, I have a true story about my parents' house that I grew up in that I tell anyone who wants to hear it. It's about my experiences and that of relatives, friends, and even neighbors in our neighborhood. I grew up in Pointy Oaks, Trembles, and Eastern Bound in Met. Okay, I hate the locations. Okay, in a place, whatever. And we had a farm, and yeah, it used to be a farmland and vacation cottages a long time ago, before it developed into a big Siberian neighborhood. Well, let's see what's gonna happen. In 1983, there was a huge construction project where my family houses were built in low prices to encourage young families to move there. Parts of this land were empty fields, just empty fields that were built over. My parents bought a new house during the development project when was 3. And that's where I grew up. A really nice and friendly, quiet, beautiful neighborhood. And a year after moving in, when I had my first paranormal encounter, I was 4. The house had an unfinished basement, painted cast cement floor, unpainted drywall, and the ceiling was the upstairs floor. My dad was given a huge office corner desk from his brother and he put it down there. I used to sit at that desk and draw and color and stuff. One evening I dropped a crayon and it rolled under the desk. When I bent down beneath to pick it up, I witnessed an apparition. A group of kids appeared. What? All I could see was their head and shoulders. Oh, the shampoo! There were about 5 or 6 of them. Colorless, all white or gray. They were laughing at me. My mom appeared. She had curly hair and a wrinkly face. She was ugly and oh yeah, there, Mom. She was laughing at me too. Then finally the father appeared and he had long hair and a thick mustache but no eyes. He wasn't laughing. I tried to grab the crayon and get the hell out of there. But the next thing I do, something pushed my head down and I smashed my face on the shelf under the desk. I got up, ran upstairs. Wait a minute. I ran upstairs to my parents crying and and they found me with a bleeding split lip. When I told them what happened, they didn't believe my story, of course, but they were creeped out. I have a couple more stories to tell. I'll post them later. Yeah, let me go real quick to part 2. Okay, let's go. Who is this? Cyborganism or something. Recently, I wrote this post about my parents blah blah blah. This is what happened next, I guess. When I was around 10 or 11, one Saturday morning, I woke up and came downstairs in the living room. The bedrooms were on the second floor. I had to pee. Okay, don't care. So I started walking towards the bathroom, which is in front of the door to the basement stairs, which was closed. Just as I get to the door, I hear something running very loudly and very fast to up the basement stairs, as someone was running up all fours like a kid would. I couldn't mistake the sound because the basement stairs were still the same old stairs made from wooden planks. I swear I never had chills like this before in my life. I quickly turned around and ran back upstairs. I immediately woke my parents up who were sleeping. Why am I unable to talk today? My parents were sleeping. I woke them up. That's it. Well, I explained to them what happened. They told me it was probably my sister making a noise here upstairs. But it couldn't be. There was no way I could mistake that sound. The rhythm was so fast it could not have been her. She was only 5 years old or so. She was so scared to go down. I was so scared to go downstairs for a while after that. Yeah, your sister would be too. Believe me. A few years later, my aunt comes to clean the cows. She comes to clean the cows. She didn't have a job and was on welfare, so she would come over, my mom, with her house chores for a bit of extra money. My parents have a central vacuum and they keep the hose coiled around a hook on a wall in the basement stairs right next to the door. So my aunt was gonna grab the vacuum hose, and when she opened the basement door, she saw something come up from the stairs and go through her. What? Through her? She felt a very cold chill and ran out the house and left everything lying where it was. Nobody believed her, since she was a bit of a wild one and had experience with water before. Yeah. Then, when my sister was a teenager, she was coming back from school one afternoon with her best friend. When they got to my parents' house, okay, this is gonna be good, I guess, or something. My sister unlocked the front door. Well, in the second she opened it, she heard and saw something run up the stairs to the second floor. She immediately shut the door and locked it. They walked to the grab something, whatever. And she told to their friend that she thought that someone was in the house. And they had to go to my grandma, her grandma, who lived in a few houses down the street, to call the police. As she was talking, her friend, who was facing the house, started to cry and scream and pointed at my parents' bedroom window. They saw a little girl staring down at them at the corner of the window. They ran at her grandma and told what happened. My grandma went and investigated. Saw nothing. And the latest episode of The Ghost from the Stairs happened a couple of years ago. My sister had been with her boyfriend for a few years already. We had told him stories, and every time he laughed at us and told us we were crazy. Yeah, we do the same kinda. He squarely didn't believe in this. ... One day they were by themselves in my parents' house, and they were about to step out of the house and to go run some errands. They were in the entrance when my sister asked their boyfriend to go get a plastic bag from the bags that my parents kept next to the vacuum equipment in the basement stairs. He goes and opens the basement door and sees it. He sees it. Some kind of dark-shaped figure with long arms running up the stairs. Its arms flinging and swinging all over the place like it was banging the walls. Why am I not able to speak today? Emil, what can I do? Like it's banging the walls. Yeah, it went really fast. He slams the door shut, runs to the door, grabs my sister by the arm. They run to his car and drive off. He was pale. My sister asked him, what the F was his problem? And he told her he never made fun of us with our ghost stories ever again. Okay, I guess that's great. Or something. Is it? Well, okay, let's go on with this story. My parents' haunted house. To be honest, he has written it in 3 parts. Make it 1 part. Why not? Make it 1 part. Why not edit it and put it together? Put the other part after or something. A couple of years ago, my parents and neighbors lived a tragic moment. A man of the family hanged himself in the basement. Apparently, things weren't going very well in that family, and they had dealt with some problems. After a while, the mother was suffering from depression, and the kids weren't doing too well either. And the eldest son was becoming aggressive and violent. Their younger one moved in with an aunt, and at the time they just sold the house and moved away. My parents' other neighbors happened to be relatives of them. It was a married couple with an older son, a few years younger than me. The 2 women were cousins, I think. We had a good relationship with them. It became even stronger after the incident. Eventually, my family opened up about our ghost stories while having them over for dinner. That's why when our neighbor decided to talk about an experience and our other neighbors' experiences as well. It turned out we weren't the only one to experience funky things. As it turns out, our now ex-neighbor's youngest son had it bad. This started happening even before his father committed suicide. At night, he would sometimes wake up, see a shadow man, whatever. A shadow of a man in his bedroom door. The shadow would come into his room and he would get scared, stiff, and hide under his covers until it went away. You'd think these are night terrors, right? Well, would night terrors pull you out of the bed by your feet? I don't think so, but that's what happened to me. I've always had a bad vibe about their side of the house, but it was just terrifying. Our neighbors The ones that we invited for dinner, also admitted seeing sometimes shadows in the house. In the basement was there when they manifested themselves the most. And so never really liked spending not much time there. Others on the street heard about our stories and confessed as well to having similar ones. No one really knows why this happens, but there's a rumor that there used to be a family with a farm in this area and the father was a violent man. One day the farm caught on fire and everyone perished in fire, kids and all. But that's just a neighborhood rumor. Eventually my mom met a medium that that was referred by a friend. He came over and did some shady voodoo magic to get rid of the spirits. Well, it wasn't YouTube. I would say YouTube. Voodoo. He was just reciting prayers and that he said got rid of the spirits on purified areas, blah blah blah. My sister's best friend became a real estate agent, and she had access to the vacant house next door. They brought the medium in there and supposedly felt a bunch of things and whatnot. Did a bunch of prayers again and purified the house. And what was it? Yeah, we weren't supposed to get any more visits for many spirits and demons. Frankly, I don't believe in these things, but it made everyone feel safer. So whatever. Well, being afraid in your own house is kind of really bad. So, that's it for today's video. Hope you liked it. If you did, punch the like button in the face and I'll see you in another video. Goodbye!